Welcome to the BeAlive Recess Series, where we encourage you to get out and pursue the moments that matter. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about ski trip packing essentials and an ultimate gear guide. So whether you're new to this or a seasoned vet, we want to give you as much information as possible for planning your next adventure. We'll cover topics from bare bone basics on what to bring, all the way to tips for air travel, and a lot of stuff in between. So stick around. Welcome back. Today we're going to dive into the in-depth guide to mastering your ski trip preparation. Whether you're on the slopes or sipping cocktails by the lodge, success starts with what you pack, what you wear, and how you prepare. We want to ensure that your focus remains on making those memories, not scrambling over what you forgot, because that oh shit moment is brutal. So let's get things kicked off. First up, the basics. Skis, poles, helmets, goggles, boots. Those are must-haves. So I think that goes without saying. You definitely want to make sure that you got those packed first and foremost. And then from there, look into some undergear. Undergear is very important, helps keep you warm, and comfort's key when you're having a long day on the slopes. So make sure you have those items packed, they fit, and they're suitable for the cold. It's also really important to make sure you try these things on before you get to your destination. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Some things you may not think of when you're heading out to the slopes. Walkie-talkies. These are great for communicating when you're on the mountain. If you get separated from anybody, they're super easy just to throw into your jacket pocket, throw into a pack if you got it, or clip onto your gear. And most of the time, a lot of these places don't have cell phone service, so this is a great alternative, and it makes it super easy to communicate with whoever you're with. Number 2, speakers. Okay, let's be honest, music makes everything better. Having a speaker just enhances the experience when you're on the side of the hill for a little small regroup, or you're sitting at the lodge. Good tunes just make everything better. So make sure to have a Bluetooth speaker, throw that in. Again, you can get little small ones, clip it on your pack, or Bose makes those little beautiful little sound ones. But speakers and music make everything better. 3, sunscreen and chapstick. This is a little sneaker item. You wouldn't think you need sunscreen when you're in sub-freezing temperatures, but with the reflection of the snow, the wind, the cold, it's really easy to get burnt. So make sure you pack some sunscreen, throw it on your face and neck, and chapstick, those lips. Nothing's worse when you get chapped lips, especially when you start out your first ski hill and your lips are just absolutely fried. Number 4, this may be a new item and kind of inconvenient to carry with you. It's a fun item to have, and it's the solo stove. So if you got room to throw it in, regrouping at your vehicle, having a little fire where you need it, just would be a really cool little item. And it's smokeless, so it's a great option just to, again, meet up with your buddies, meet up with the group that you're with, have a little fire, have a cocktail, kind of sit around the tailgate. Really cool item if you have room to throw it in, or if you got a trailer or a truck. Definitely think about taking a solo stove. Number 5, hand and toe warmers. I think this kind of speaks for itself, but no matter how hard you try, your hands are gonna get wet from the snow, or they're gonna get sweaty in your gloves, and those fingertips start to get a little bit cold. So having these in your pocket is a huge help to keep you on the slopes longer. Number 6, toolkit. Okay, get a little mini toolkit. Keep that in your pack or in your pocket. You never know when something's gonna go loose. You could have a binding or something where you need a quick little tweak. Instead of having to go all the way to the ski shop, have a little toolkit with you with the basics, and that will also help keep you on the slopes. Lastly, all comes down to personal choice, but a flask. Throw this in, put it in your pocket. You get thirsty on the slopes, you got a bottle, you got a flask. Make sure you have that with you, but always be safe. So that rounds out our unique list. If you guys have anything else too that you always take that's kind of a fun item, please put it in the comments. Let us know. Let everybody else know what they should be packing. And we always love to hear from you. So make sure to do that. We're going to be moving on now to the ski gear guide, making the right choice. All right, let's talk equipment, the must-haves, what you need. So skis and poles, first and foremost. There's a lot of reputable brands and trusted brands out there that make excellent products. Ross & McGall, K2, Salomon. They all have offerings that range from beginner to expert. And most of the time, those ranges also can be budget friendly. So if you're looking for the high end or low end of the spectrum, those types of brands always have stuff that can fit you. But if you're looking to purchase your skis, we highly recommend you go to your local shop, get fitted by a professional for your own style and your sizing. Here's a couple things to consider if you want to go the route of buying your own stuff. We will dive into renting as a whole subject because there's a lot that goes into that. But let's talk about buying first. 1, terrain. So this will determine the type of skis that you need. There's all mountain wides, powders, backcountries. There's all kinds of different options. So if you're looking to buy those, make sure you're considering the type of terrain where you most often will be skiing. Number 2 is the length. This is going to be personalized based on your height. So that's why it's important to go in there and get checked out by a professional. But definitely consider the length. You don't want skis too long or too short. That's just going to kind of make for a miserable experience, especially if you're buying used or something like that. Go in, get checked out, figure out what length you need, and go from there. Number 3 is bindings. So there's 2 types here. We have integrated and non-integrated. Most intermediate to advanced skiers prefer to have non-integrated bindings just on the fact that they can customize them and select what they need for their personal needs. While beginners, you can get great performance from an integrated set, usually probably at a more cost-efficient option as well. So those are kind of the top 3 things when considering getting skis. Next are boots. This is the foundation of your ski experience. So these should be chosen both on comfort and performance. 100% get fitted by a professional. It makes all the difference, and there's a ton of different types. So I would just highly recommend going to your local shop and getting fitted when you're looking for boots. Kind of an underrated and underlooked option is goggles. So there's a lot that comes down to personal preference and fit when it comes to goggles, but it's a really important piece to your experience. So here's some high-level things to think about when you're looking to select your goggles. First, ask questions. When you go in, try to find a shop or a sales rep who's familiar with brands and familiar with the features. There are, again, a million different types, so it helps having somebody who is knowledgeable that can help you. Number 2, take your time. Try on as many as possible. With permission, take them outside, see how they look in natural light, but just find the ones that are right. Find the ones that fit. Number 3 is choosing the right tint. You have to consider the weather conditions, the terrains, the hills, or the mountains that you'll be on for the majority of the time. These are important factors to consider when choosing your tint. Is my hill sunny in the morning and shady in the afternoon? Is it going to be sunny all day? So these are all things to start thinking about when you are picking your tint. Make your eyes comfortable. Features like eye fatigue, contrast, depth perception, those are all things as well. But just find the ones that fit you right for where you will be skiing and the types of terrain. Number 4, anti-fog. You don't want your goggles fogging up when you're on the side of a mountain. There's a ton of different options for ventilation. There's double lenses, different features, but make sure that you're looking for something that has some type of anti-fog technology. Then lastly, safety. Again, this goes without saying, this is a high-speed sport, okay? So you want to make sure you're protected. Make sure you have a pair that is shatterproof or will hold up against anything in the event that you need it. Safety comes first. When it comes to selecting gear, if you're weighing renting against buying, rentals can offer convenience and opportunity to test different gear, while buying ensures personalized fit and long-time use. Again, there's a lot that goes into this, and we'll go full send on this topic in another video, so make sure to check out our channel and check out the description below. We'll probably link it there. Okay, we just talked about the equipment. Now we're going to dive into some clothing. Undergear, first and foremost, this is incredibly important. So make sure you have good base layers. You have bibs, socks, jackets, neck gaiters, and you're always making sure to bring extra. You never know when a friend may need it or you may need it. Second to that, layer up. It's always easier to strip down than to add on, especially if you don't have it. So I would say layer up and then start stripping down as you need it, as the day goes on, as the sun comes up. But another really important factor when considering your clothing. When it comes to outfits, the mantra is simple. Stay warm, stay mobile, stay stylish. The best ski outfits tackle all 3. So when you're buying those, make sure you're selecting stuff that are gonna withhold the elements that you'll be in. Sidetrack, kind of funny story. So a few years ago, I went skiing. I was wearing a camo outfit. I actually credit myself, now that camo is cool, I credit myself with kind of setting a trend on this topic. But the hunting outfit when camo does not work for skiing. It was wet, heavy, and awful from the very minute I stepped out of the truck. So really put the effort, spend the money, and try to find stuff that's gonna fit what you're actually doing. We touched briefly on layering, but this is not just a buzzword, it's your thermal armor. So start with the moisture wicking base layers and insulation, and then top it off with those waterproof shells. We've touched on the essentials, we've touched on the equipment, and we've touched on clothing. Now we're gonna give a couple tips about air travel. A lot of ski adventures will be out of state, and you may have to take a plane, so we'll dive right into that. First and foremost, Know the weight of your bags. Many airlines will count 2 sporting equipment bags as one. So by combining skis and poles together, make sure you know what your weight of each bag is going to be so you don't go over that limit. 2, check your airline fees. Check bags, oversized bags, sometimes there's going to be fees for those, and shipping may be the better option depending on what your airline that you're taking is going to charge. Third thing that is sometimes overlooked is planning your ground transportation once you arrive wherever you're going. You may be able to get your skis there to the airport, but then once you land, if you get your general taxi, skis may not fit, so make sure to plan ahead on your ground transportation for wherever you're going to your final destination. Then lastly, we call this hack your pack. Maximize every single nook and cranny of the space you have available. Roll your clothing, stuff your socks into boots, stuff gloves into helmets, move your bindings from the skis and take them on board, take your boots on board, but that'll help reduce some of your weight and that'll help with some of the fees as well. So just find efficient ways to pack. And that's a wrap. There is a lot that goes into this and a lot more to discover, which is why we created the Ultimate Ski Guide. So if you want some more information, go to gobealive.com, download the guide, check out our YouTube channels or social media channels for more information. Everything will be linked where it's supposed to be linked. But let us know what you think. We want to hear from you too. Anything you can add to this, please put it in the comments below and check out the Ultimate Guide. Remember, keep pursuing the moments that matter. Go be live.